Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hello. I'm not sure when you're listening to this, but you are listening to the Portsmouth Proud podcast. I'm your host, E. Washington, the Public Information Officer for the Portsmouth Police Department. We serve a community that's not too far from the ocean, not too far from the bay, right on the river. And we are producing this police podcast for you, so you know what's happening in your city. You know the plan, and you know how you can be a part of it.
This is episode 13, and we are here with Officer Deontray Reese. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Officer Reese is with our Uniform Patrol. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So before we just talk about your experience as a police officer, a Portsmouth police officer, can you give us a little background?
Yes, I'm born and raised in Portsmouth.
Okay, Portsmouth native.
Yeah, Portsmouth native all my life. Moved away for a bit, came back as well. Graduated IC Norcom class of 09.
Okay.
Went straight into the Air Force from high school, did 7 years.
Okay.
Was medically retired. While I was in, I was fortunate enough, they allowed me to get my bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
Okay.
Which kind of sparked my interest in law enforcement.
Okay.
Like I said, moved back to the area. Just been here, moved back to the area, and then just been, yeah.
So, if you can say, because I don't know if you were top secret Air Force person, but where are some cool places that you were able to live?
Well, I was stationed in Langley Air Force Base. I was stationed there the entire time. I was never stationed anywhere else. Okay. But I did travel. I was able to, Japan.
Okay,
I was
cool.
Greenland, Scotland, areas that I did TDYs. Did a tour over in Iraq as well, so.
Okay. Well, I have a friend, she's in the Air Force, and her role, basically she's going to be at Langley for her entire career, and she's so upset about it. I'm so upset about it, because you join the military, I think some people
you want to move around,
expecting that you're going to move, and
I was at Langley the entire time.
Yes, so. And that's how she's been, and that's funny that you say that. So
hey, my mom loved it. So.
Okay, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yes. So you were in the Air Force. You were able to get your bachelor's degree in criminal justice. So, was your interest in law enforcement, it was solely sparked from your criminal justice degree, or what led you to choose criminal justice as your major?
I didn't like doing business or computers. Okay. So when the school asked me to come, invited me, criminal justice just seemed to fit. I was like, well, let's see what this career feels. Because I never thought about doing law enforcement.
Okay.
I was a lifer for the military. Okay. But when I got injured, I saw the writing on the wall, and they were leaning towards the medical retirement.
Got it.
So I was like, you know what? Let me have a backup plan. So just happenstance, school called me just at that time.
Okay.
Come in and started going to school for criminal justice, and that's where the love for the career field started to build. So
you went to school. Was there a particular class, a professor, or some moment that you were like, you know what, I could do this. I could be a police officer?
I think it was the forensics, more of the hands-on stuff.
Okay.
More like the forensics, the criminal apprehensions part of it, the case law and all that I really didn't get into because it's a lot. I thoroughly liked when they bought the K9s out, more like the hands-on policing stuff. That's what really started getting me into it.
Okay, so what did you do in the Air Force?
I was logistics. I did supply work.
Okay.
I was warehousing. So.
But you didn't want to do that when you got out? I think moving is cool. I did. I like the supply management.
When I had got out, I did. Actually, when I had got out, I had actually applied for Portsmouth in 2016. Okay. I just didn't follow through with the process. I'm like, nah. And it was like,
oh, you applied for the police department?
Yeah, I came when this was back when the recruiting office was on Crawford Street. Okay. It was some kind of black recruiter with a bald head. Okay. Yeah, it was a guy.
I'm new, so I have no idea who you're talking about.
So yeah,
bald head, black.
I had showed interest then, but then it's like, okay, I'm like, I really didn't have the confidence to do it back then. Okay. So when I first got out, I initially okay, I got my degree. I'm gonna do policing because I wanted to do Newport News. I'm like, nah, Portsmouth was home. I'm gonna do Portsmouth. Okay. So I'm like, but then I didn't have the confidence to do it. So then I was like, so I just did the warehousing job.
Got it.
So I used my military background to do warehousing and get government jobs for warehousing. So. Okay.
And then, but you felt that call, no, I think I want to pursue.
Yeah. So policing. Then in 2020, actually, it's a funny story. I was living out Westbury. And I was like, I'll always see the cars running code. I'm like, where are they going?
Okay.
Like, the police was always going. I'm like, and I became a police officer because I just want to be nosy.
I was about to say, nosy.
I just want to be nosy. I'm like, what are they doing? I was like, and then I definitely know now
what they were doing.
So,
okay.
So yeah, I was like I said, I'm born and raised in the city. Like I said, I worked the 112 beat, so Dale's home, Brighton, Prentice Park, Southside. So I'm actually patrolling the streets that I grew up in.
Okay.
So
that's nice.
And that's like where the pride part comes in. So that's what makes me work harder, be more diligent, and just gives me a sense of pride that I'm, where I'm at now.
So last week, it's another episode, but I was talking to Officer Walkup, and he had mentioned about, sometimes working in the city, you come across people that you know, and they're not always necessarily happy or supportive of what you're doing. So is that similar for you?
It's very common.
Okay.
I have a lot of family that live in the city. When I was in field training, I actually pulled over one of my cousins. And
oh no! Oh no!
Gave him a warning. So I've been dispatched to accidents with my family and people I went to school with. I've arrested them, felons. I'm like, they're like, really? You want to go? Sir, it's nothing personal. I'm just doing my job.
Okay. Oh wow. Wow, that's great. That's funny. That's funny. I can't imagine pulling up seeing my cousin. And
like my mom, I've been dispatched out to calls with my mom. That like I say, I have a lot of family in the area, so yes.
Did you give your family a excuse me, I'm becoming a police officer. So we have this conversation.
Yeah,
family meeting.
Yeah, like I say, it's always been professional. And then I could be working an accident, and then you're like, hey, Ding, hey. I'm like, Mom, I'm working here. I'm working, Mom.
That's funny.
She's like, you're my son. I can say hey to you.
Exactly.
I'm working here. Y'all, this is my baby. That's my baby.
So, well, we love moms, and they're our mom even when we're working, so that's good. So what was that experience? So you went through military boot camp, and then you make this pivot to a career as a police officer, and you have to go through the academy, which I feel like there's aspects of that's boot camp like.
Yeah.
How did you feel prepared? Were you ready, or it had been so much time since you had done that?
I was prepared for. We went through in May of 2020, which was when COVID was at its height. So we were known as the COVID class. So we had a lot of the restrictions, a lot of things where we didn't get to do because of COVID, but they still made it as much. We still did as much physical fitness and much learning as we could. So like I said, my military background definitely prepared me for that. So it wasn't really a culture shock. It was just that the gap in between. I'm like, okay, I had to get back into shape and fitness for this, and so I had to I was going to the gym before, so I had to prepare myself for that. But like I said, it's a real positive experience, and just get back into it. So,
what was your favorite part of the police academy?
I would say when we get to the end of patrol techniques, it's like simulating what we actually do out here in the streets. So that's the favorite part. When you get to run and chase out the people, or you're doing traffic stops. It's like it's mocked, it's all simulated, but it's like it's as close as real as they can make it with scenarios. I feel like that's the most enjoyable part.
Was patrol.
Like the patrol is called patrol techniques, so it's like simulated what we actually do out here in the streets every day.
So you said like having to chase down someone.
Yeah, having to chase somebody.
What are some other things like would fall in that?
Like working an accident. Directing traffic. Stuff like like doing the evidence portion of it, CPR, all that good kind of stuff. So
when you did that training, have you had to chase someone down as a police officer?
In my career?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Where did you feel like you were prepared, or was it like, this is not what we practiced?
Oh, no. Like I said, well, in the academy, they're compliant, and you're only going to chase them 10, 20 yards.
Okay, they don't have you chase. Okay.
I've literally chased one dude from one side of Craddock to the other side of Craddock.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And the academy can't prepare you for that.
Okay. So with that experience, that's a great distance.
Yes, that's a great distance, yes.
So you get to the person and you chase it. What does that look like, the encounter, once you've chased that person?
Well, I had to, this is my first, I had to actually kick in the door because he hid in the side of a garage.
You had to chase him down and you kick.
So I had chased him on one side, car to the other side. He hid in the garage. I saw him as he was going into the garage. So we had to, he was looking at me as I was looking at him. I'm like, I see you going in that door. He shut the door, so had to kick that door in. Then I had a K9 officer with me, so he had his dog right there. So just imagine, you're running, you're out of breath, you're hot, you have all this gear on,
right?
And I didn't hydrate properly.
Oh,
so,
okay.
And then you have to when you're kicking those doors in,
right?
It's not like it's on TV. It's not just one kick.
No, you gotta keep kicking.
You're kicking, and kicking. So that makes you more tired. Then you get in there, you have your gun drawn, and you're trying to command him out. And so,
how do you prepare for those moments mentally so that you are still engaging? That person still has rights.
Yes.
That you're engaging with them in a professional way. Because I can see myself right now. I'm upset that I had to do all this. How do you?
It's maintaining professionalism. Maintaining that professionalism, knowing that they still have rights.
Right.
Knowing the consequences of what if you do wrong and what they do wrong. And like I said, it's just a training. The training that we go through, it prepares us for those situations.
So what's the training that prepares you for that? I know you did the simulations, but is there additional training that goes over?
Like like going through policies.
Okay.
Policies that we review over and over and over again.
There are a lot of policies.
Yeah, a lot of policies.
I get the emails.
Like I say, just in training with your FTOs, going through the FTO phase.
What's an FTO? Can you say?
Field training officer.
Okay.
Stuff like that, and just basically human decency, knowing how to treat a person,
right,
and knowing that this person's just committed a crime, that they still have rights.
Right.
And just like I say, we know our use of force continuum, knowing this person, when to draw it back, when to engage, when to draw it back, and just like I say, having that common sense, that your calm demeanor. Like I said, just using your training.
Okay, I can tell you're a calm person, though.
Oh yeah, I'm
seem like you were chill.
I'm a very cool, calm, laid back type of person. Like I said, I try to be that even keel.
You're doing a wonderful job of that. Yes. Well, I think this is a good place for us to take our first community break, and when we return, we will talk more with Officer Reese about his experiences being a uniform patrol officer with the Portsmouth Police Department.
Are you considering a career in law enforcement? Sign on today as a Portsmouth police officer and receive up to $1,500 if you're already Virginia certified. We offer a $1,000 allowance for a bachelor's degree and a $500 allowance for an associate's degree on top of your base pay. Officers can also earn additional income on time spent in court and at community events. Visit our website at portsmouthpd.us for more information on how to apply.
So we are back. We are with Officer Reese. He is with our Uniform Patrol unit. I didn't ask at the beginning, but how long have you been a police officer?
4 years.
4 years. Okay. Well, you did say 2020, so I could have done the math, but I got a little confused. I was like 2006. No, that's not what he said. But okay, 2020. So you've been a police officer for 4 years. What are your duties or responsibilities as a uniform patrol officer?
Uniform patrol, so just basically patrolling your area, being a presence, deterring criminal activity, speaking to the citizens, engaging with the community, traffic stops, calls for services are number one. Just because I'm on the south side, but I can also do north side, Churchland calls as well. So, the city is divided into 3 sections, south side, north side, and Churchland.
Okay, yes.
So, just answering calls for service, that's basically it. My day starts at 8:30. I'm 112 Alpha, so.
And say where 112 is again?
112, that's basically like the Dale's Home area, half Apprentice Park, and Brighton area. So.
Okay, so 112 is your district that you work in.
Mm-hmm.
And a police officership, I believe, is 12 hours?
12 hours, yes.
12 hours, okay. And so with calls of service, the call for service, is that anything that you go to, or is that someone calling in to dispatch?
Somebody calls in to dispatch, and we get dispatched out to.
Okay, so do you have I'm sure you get called out to a lot of different scenarios or events or incidents that are taking place. Do you have any that you can give us an idea of what it looks like to be an officer being dispatched to a call for service?
I can remember one memorable call was this guy, he was about to jump off the Jordan Bridge.
Okay.
And I approached him. He was just looking down and sad, and I'm like, we had to call him. I'm like, sir, what's the problem? What's the problem? What can I help you with? Because, like I said, side note, I'm CIT trained, so we're trained to deal with people who are going through mental crises.
Is CIT crisis intervention?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So he was having he was in crisis, and I'm like, what's wrong? Just going through the steps, asking the questions, and when it got down to I was like, what's the problem? Oh, my girlfriend left me. I'm like, and then with these calls, you have to sometimes put your human side into, because they're, people think we're robots. Right. We're human as well. We go through things as well. We share the same experiences. And he was like, my girlfriend left me. He was feeling really down about that, and he was like, I don't know what else to do. I just want to end it all. And I was like, oh, well, my girlfriend left me too. And it changed him to see that human factor, that somebody that could relate to him. And then we just started talking about all the problems he was going through. I'm like, oh, dude, I can relate to you too. And it helped bring him back, and we got him to the hospital. We got him some help, and that was a very big one for me, because, like I said, he was ready to just end it all. Yeah. And then another memorable call was I had this very, very elderly gentleman out there in Port Norfolk area, and he had called me. He said, my wife is missing. I haven't seen her in a while. She's missing. And he was just very shaken and very scared. He was like, he was on the side of kind of like dementia. Okay. And he couldn't really put things together. I'm like, well, do you have a phone number or anything like that? And I'm going through this call. I'm trying everything I can to try to get in contact with this guy's wife. And he was like, okay, I'm just reassuring him, sir, it's going to be okay. I'm here to help you. Okay, I'm doing everything I can. So I finally found a phone number, and I'm about to make a phone call. And as I'm making a phone call, I look out the front door, and a Jeep pulls into the driveway, and it's his wife. And she gets out the car. She was like, I'm sorry, officer, I was at the hospital, and she had to stay there for an extended period of time, and she just didn't inform him. And then the gratification on his face when she walked in, he was like, sir, I appreciate you so much. You are an honor. You are a scholar. And the appreciation in that moment that he showed sent chills to my body, because as cops, we don't necessarily always get that appreciation. Right. And it felt so genuine. It almost brought me to tears, because that moment he put together words so clearly and so good to show his appreciation and gratitude towards me for just being by his side and not leaving him, and reassuring him that, sir, I'm here to help you. So do you feel like the CIT training helped you be with that person? Oh, absolutely, yes. So I guess what I would, staying with him that's noble, and I would hope if I had a family member that was in that same cognitive space, that there would be an officer that would stay with him through that time. How do you make that determination, it's serious enough for you to have to stay, versus there's other calls for service? How do you navigate that? It's just situational. Officers, we look at their when I show up on scene, I look at their demeanor, okay. Their mental status, and resources available. Like I said, he didn't have, like I say, I was flipping over papers, looking for phones. I was doing everything I could to help this man find his wife. Yeah. And like I said, just knowing his mental state, knowing, okay, so this guy, and like I said, he was genuinely really worried about his wife, and that, she was just simply at the hospital. How long was she gone? I think she was just gone a few hours. Okay. But because he had dementia. Yeah, and that wariness. Yeah. So he had started really worrying. So, and she was like, I think she was at the hospital picking up something, and like I say, and she was there just for an extended period of time. So, and like I said, just reassuring him that everything's fine. But like I say, just it's situational. It's case by case, call by call. So these calls, you never know what you're walking into.
Right.
Like I say, dispatch, they give us notes and they give us as much information as possible. But at the same time, they don't know because you never know what you're going to walk into and how it's going to evolve. So
right. So I would just be looking at your facial expression and how you're recounting the story. I know that experience and having someone to express their appreciation. We always feel good when someone expresses their appreciation, and that would be a rewarding moment. And especially like in the climate that we live in, police officers are often disrespected. So you're definitely not getting a lot of attaboys, and not even saying it in that way. There's not a lot of appreciation always expressed. Like people expect for you to show up and then there's no thank you.
Yeah.
So I know that would feel good when someone called you and you showed up, but then you weren't expecting him to say thank you.
No, I wasn't expecting that.
You were expecting that, but he did, and you felt that.
Like the gratitude he expressed was just, yes.
So what, is that something that keeps you continuing to be a police officer?
Yes, you know, as a police officer, we see a lot of bad. Right. We see a lot of evil. But every now and then you get that one call that makes this job so worth it. Okay. It truly, every now and then you are going to get those calls that makes all the bad that you go through so worth it. Like, and it's like, it's a calming feeling. Just know that, okay, you're going to have so much of these bad calls, but every now and then you're going to get a call that just makes it all. And this is one of those calls for you. And like I've been fortunate enough to have numerous of those calls. You know, it's mainly with the kids and you know the older generation. But those calls, you know, that sense of, sir, you helped us figure out our problem, and you were here to help us, and you did your job, and we're happy, and you did it to the best of your ability, and you provided the best customer service you could. Like that gratification that you get from that it makes it all worth it. Okay. Like I said, there's a lot of bad that makes you. There's some days you turn your head like, why did I do? Why? I don't get paid enough for this. It's too hot for this. This is not the day for this. But then every now and then you're going to get a call that just makes it all worth it. And that's what I live for. I live for the day. Well, I can tell you love your job. I live for the day that I get those calls. Like I said, every day's not bad. Every day. No, but I can see like his eyes are aglow. He is glowing. Like I said, every day is not bad. But that's like I say, we get a lot more bad than good. Okay, right. And it's the nature of that work. It's the nature of the business. So but what I say, those calls, those gratifying calls where you actually get a good thank you, and they show the appreciation, or you got the kids, or it just makes this job so worth it. So those are the rewards of being a police officer, and I normally do this in the opposite order because I like to end on a more positive note. But but what are the challenges? And challenges though don't always have to be like, they don't have to be bad but they're just challenging. Yeah. What are some of the challenges of being a police officer? Sometimes communicating with the citizens. Okay. Some citizens, you show up to a call and you're giving them the information, but it's not what they want to hear. Right. Like I said, we're law enforcement. We're here to enforce the law, not their law. Okay. The law. Not their law. Okay. The citizens, sometimes citizens have an idea of what they want us to do. Right. We have to reiterate to them, okay, man, I'm law enforcement. I have to move legally. I have to follow the law. I can't violate his or her rights. Right. I have to move legally, and I feel like that's one of the biggest challenges that I face. You know, just, hey, I'm here to help you. I can't break the law. I'm here to enforce it. I can't go around it. I'm a neutral party in this. Right. You know, I have to hear. Granted, I know you're angry. I know you're upset. This is probably the worst day of your life right now. But I have to hear the other person's side of the story as well, and that's okay. Then I have to make an unbiased decision. Right.
That's hard.
And that's hard. That's very hard some days because they want what they want. So
they have an idea of what is right.
What is right. And
not necessarily what is legal.
That's what is legal. And then
what is right.
And hindsight, they feel like they're always right.
Right.
When I'm moving by what I'm empowered to do.
Right.
So, and I think that's basically it. I mean, that's the hardest part, just communicating to them. So.
And I can see that being difficult because you, as a police officer, like you said, you see a lot of things that we would describe as bad, but you're seeing people on their worst days, or if not their worst day, a very, very bad day. And so emotions are high, and you do have this, like, I'm angry and I've been wronged and I want someone to right the wrong, and you are there to enforce the law.
And we can, like I say, trying to bring them, because some calls we go to, they're already elevated.
Yeah.
And I'm calm. I'm trying to bring them down.
Right.
Try to get them to see, get the story, what's going on, and then make it, like I said, make an unbiased decision.
Yeah. So. That's hard. That's hard to do. It's hard, especially if someone is like already, they're already upset, and then Officer Chill Reese.
and like me, I walk on scene with a smile.
Right.
I'm coming up with a smile. Hey,
how you smiling? My day is bad.
What's going on? And it's like, I'm having the worst day possible, and you're smiling. I'm just a naturally happy person.
Right.
And I'm here. Hey, I'm sorry your day is bad. What can I do to? I can't necessarily always fix the problem.
Right.
But how can I help you get to a solution, basically?
Yes. And that's it. I think it takes that demeanor to be able to do that. Like, we're coming to a solution. And when we come to a solution, you're not always going to like the result or the answer for that, the issue that you're having. So with that, Uniform Patrol officers, you are who, when the people think of a police officer, they think of you. And you're the ones that are interacting with the community. You might have those challenges of being able to help them come to resolve a situation, or you're providing a solution. How do you break through? Like, what are some of the techniques? I know when I talked to Officer Walkup, he got me with that whole, you drop something and then psych. He said he uses that like as an icebreaker. Do you have some? And he did get me. But do you have like an icebreaker or something that you use to maybe lessen a tense situation?
I try to be relatable.
Okay.
Like, so I'm from the city. Like I say, I've had a lot of experience with things that have gone on in the city. Like I say, I just make general conversation with them.
Okay.
Like I said, if there's tension, if I see a Cowboys memorabilia or some decorative stuff in the house, or the way they're dressed, the way their hair is, you have to do something, like I say, to take them off the OODA, because, like I say, you have to show them your human side.
Right.
You're not there as a robot.
Right.
Like I said, it could be a very tense situation, and something as simple as, oh, you're a Cowboys fan? Hey, I'm a Cowboys fan too. You see that game? You see that game last night?
Okay.
We should have won that game.
Okay. Yeah.
What did Dak do? Okay, come on, Dak.
Right.
And it helps. A lot of people don't get, this job is talking. You have to be able to talk.
Okay.
Like I said, you can't be a robot. You have to be able to talk to these citizens, be relatable. Bring yourself, show them your human side. Show them that, hey, I'm not just a robot behind this badge that's just here to rah. Hey, I talk to them like they're my friends on the street. Hey man, what's up? How you doing? What's going on? Oh, no, you got a cut on your head. It's like, I showed to an accident. This dude has a big laceration across his forehead. He's bleeding, gushing, bleeding. Oh, man, you got a small cut, man. Don't worry, man. We'll get you stitched up real quick.
He has a big laceration. You said, you got a small cut?
You got a small cut, man. Don't worry, man. We gonna take care of that, all right? I'm trying to calm them.
Right.
I'm trying to calm.
Right.
Laughter.
Right.
That's my medicine. That's what I do. I like to make people laugh.
Right.
If you can make people laugh and, give them something to, some comedy. Like I said, this is the worst day of some people's lives. They've crashed their car. It's a total loss. The house has been broken into. It's a spectrum of calls across the board. But I find that laughter, trying to, like I say, some situations always conflict, but make like I say, me, I try to make bring the human right. The human factor out.
So like you're a person and you can relate to them. So you're looking at common ground, common things that you said you scoping out the scene or the area and seeing where you can show where there's commonality between you two, and there's a familiarity, relatability, and that eases people in a conversation. And I would think, like, because as a police officer, you are, working with the community and you're working with individuals, so that's very important. But how also do you work with, as an officer, do you make relationships or have relationships or develop, might be the better word, develop relationships with some like the leaders of community organizations or to help you in your work, whether that organization's a business or it's like a civic league or something like that?
Like I say, in your beat, you have like your convenience stores and stuff like that. So we're always encouraged to go talk to the business owners. Hey, let them know we're out here, we're on their side, we're here to service them. We give them our city cell phone number, let them know, hey, if you have a problem, hey, this is my beat. Call me. Hey, if there's a problem, there's an issue that I can't handle, I can forward this up my chain, and just build those community relation skills. And I find that very rewarding as well. So because we're out here for the community,
right?
We're here for them. So if they have a problem, hey, we want to address it. We want to get it resolved. So we're all problem solving.
So how much of your time is spent doing that, like going to the convenience stores and talking to the business owners or the workers that are in the convenience store?
I mean, it's very, like I say, given call to service and other admin stuff, we try to get out there regularly. Okay. Let the business know, hey, we're out here. Hey, we'll do a directed patrol in front of your store to ward off any criminal activity. Because if you show up in front of a store, you see a police officer there, you're not gonna go and do anything bad, so because we're there, so we try to stick around our businesses, reassure them that we're there for them, and like I said, that encourage that community engagement. So we try to do that regularly throughout our shifts. So
can you walk us through, like, what does Officer Reese's day look like? You said you start at 8:30, so you get here at 8:30. Walk us through your day.
Prior to 8:30, my lineup starts at 8:30. My supervisor, he usually goes over any information that we need for the day, any motivational tips, anything we need to look out for, any notes that's been passed over from night shift. I grab my camera, my body camera. I go check my folder, make sure I look for any summonses for court. And then if I have no other admin work to do at headquarters, I'm going to my beat, circulating, doing my direct patrols, stopping by my businesses, talking to citizens that's in the neighborhood, just in my beat. So like I say, answering call for services. So that's mainly what. So that's the day. So this is something like I never thought about. The police officers had to do admin work, probably because all my experience was based on TV. So I didn't know that. So that's the thing. TV doesn't show. Like, you ever watch a movie like Bad Boys and all that?
Yeah.
They and like all the cop shows.
Right.
They show you the 5 seconds of fun.
Right.
They don't show the 4 hours of paperwork that come behind.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was that much paperwork until working here. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, so you got, call services. Some call services, they require a report. So you got to take the party's information. Yeah. You got to document the incident. Yeah. And statements and all that stuff. If you need to take out charges, you got to do that. You have to label your videos and. Yeah,
they don't show that on.
Yeah, they don't show the admin part. Like I said, they show the 5 minutes, 10 minutes of fun. The running and gunning, chasing down,
kicking down the door in the garage.
But they show the fun part, but the arrest, you got to secure charges, take him to jail, then you got to do the report, you got to do the evidence, all that work that's hours long that come behind that. So.
They don't.
They don't show that.
They don't show that part.
And that's what kind of takes up our time. So the admin work. So
there was like a meeting here, and one of the officers was just like working here, I realized that you all do have admin work, but then it still didn't I didn't process that part until one of the female officers was talking about having to take a moment to do the admin work in between the calls, and it's just like, oh yeah, y'all do have to.
So in between calls, like I said, we get because we don't get breaks. We don't get.
I realized that when
we don't get lunch breaks. Okay.
I realized that when I did the ride along. I'm like, we're not gonna stop.
We eat on the go. Whatever you eat the meal prep, or you eat on the go. So yeah, in between calls, we try to eat, get our reports done, get videos labeled, do all our try to take care of all of our admin work in between calls when we can. So, and me, I'm a field training officer. Okay. So you're training other people? Yes, I train a trainee. Yes. Okay. So when they're in my car, I'm training them. So on top of training them, make sure they're okay. You gotta do your stuff. I gotta still do my stuff as well, documentation and making sure their documentation and all their training is. So that puts even more of a workload. So okay, because I mean, we all work. But like you said, there aren't breaks. And then just the nature of the work that you do, you come across very serious situations. Some would be tragic situations. I can't imagine having to deal with someone, and not deal in a negative way, but having to help someone walk through the process of, like you said, the young man lost his girlfriend, or his girlfriend left him. Because he was in a serious way. Jordan Bridge is very high. Yeah. So he was very serious. How do you deal with all that stress? The stress of just regular work stress, because you have the admin stuff, but then the problems that you are observing, how do you cope with that? What do you do? Me, just take my time. I have decompression time after work. I come home and I just sit and I just breathe and decompress. It's all about also in your off time, you're having hobbies. Okay. Having something. We're always, me coming in, I was always told, have something to do outside the department, have friends outside the department, because that helps. Because if you're around, we're here more than we're at home. Right. So traumatic stuff comes and goes. Gunshot wounds, stabbings, and we're always we're exposed to that pretty regularly. So it does wear on you. So me personally, I. What? Okay. I have spa days once a month. I have a spa day. I wasn't prepared. Okay. Okay. Lieutenant Smaglo did say it was important to have a hobby. Yes. Was not prepared for this one. Okay. Go ahead. Walk us through your self-care. I have a spa day, so I go get my nails and feet manicured. Okay, I see them. They are very, very nice. Now let me hide my nails. Go ahead. I also get monthly massages. Okay. So I get a relaxation massage. Okay. While I'm at the spa, and then I go get my nails and feet done. I get the mask put on me. Not the mask. You ever seen like on Family Guy with Hugh? I was laying like this. I'm just I'm in the chair. That's my once a month, and then after that, I take myself out to a good dinner. Okay. And that's my once a month. Also, Reese a little bougie. I'm very bougie. I'm from Portsmouth. Very bougie. I take very good care of myself. Okay. So yeah, that's that. I want a little creme brulee with my. Okay. So like I say, do my spa day. Take myself out to a nice dinner. Like I say, having my hobbies. Okay. What's a nice dinner? Now I'm interested. I need to know what is my dinner. I go to Longhorn Steakhouse and I get the what's that? The biggest steak they have. I love steak. Okay. You love steak? Okay. Yeah. I get the biggest steak with a Tito's tea and some mashed potatoes, a loaded baked potato with some broccoli. So. Okay, a little healthy. Got a little broccoli. Yeah, the broccoli's the only healthy thing. The only healthy thing. Okay. Yeah, Okay, you shocked me with this Friday. Was not prepared. When I did my interview for becoming an FTO, they asked me, how would you cope with the stress of being an FTO? I'm like, I go to the spa, and they all gave me the same look you gave me, you go to the spa? If you wouldn't have laughed the way you laughed beforehand, I would have had time to get myself together to not react. So I was like, oh, okay, sir. That sounds great. Like I say, my spa day, my meal, and then spending time with family. Right, okay. Family time is very important outside of the work. So like I said, we're here a lot, so being a father, spending time with my kids. My kids are my rock, so like I said, I do it for them. You know? Like I said, because it consumes you.
Right.
This job, it really will consume you because you're here all the time. The stuff you're seeing, you're basically problem solving
all the time,
all day. You're 12 hours. You're trying to find solutions to problems all day. So and that is when you get home, you are so mentally drained. It's not physical.
No, it's mental.
It's this job. You're so mentally drained from this job.
Right.
After you get home, you like I said,
you don't want to think.
You don't want to think.
Right.
When you get home, you just want to So I come home, I take it. Like some days it's gonna be hot, so you literally peeling this off of you, peeling your uniform off of you. So I just going to my man cave with my big screen TV and my refrigerator and my Cowboys memorabilia all around. Yes.
Cowboys thing. I was hoping this whole time that the Cowboys thing was just like you threw it out there. But it's for real.
I go in, turn my music on. I just sit back and I just decompress, and then I have my few minutes, and then the kids come in and like, "Daddy," and I gotta go back into daddy mode.
Okay. So. Well, you get your few minutes.
Yeah,
you
get a few minutes.
Your spa day monthly.
My monthly spa day.
Okay, I'm not mad at it. I should be taking notes. Okay, prioritize that. That's important. Well, this is a good time for us to take our final break with Officer Reese. When we return, we're going to hear about what are his career aspirations, and then if he has any advice he'd give to someone who's interested in a career in law enforcement.
Are you considering a career in law enforcement? Sign on today as a Portsmouth police officer and receive up to $1,500 if you're already Virginia certified. We offer a $1,000 allowance for a bachelor's degree and a $500 allowance for an associate's degree on top of your base pay. Officers can also earn additional income on time spent in court and at community events. Visit our website at portsmouthpd.us for more information on how to apply.
Back with Officer Reese, and it has been fun talking with him. You've been an officer for 4 years. You've had a career in the military. What are your career aspirations?
Me, I would like to go to the community engagement division. That's my next step. Like I said, I came in. When I first came in, I really didn't know what I wanted to do as a police officer. I just uniform patrol. Like I say, I was just called a call. I was just helping citizens out. Then one day I was approached to be an FTO. I never thought I would be an FTO. It's been very rewarding. I'm a general instructor now.
Okay.
I'm on the honor guard. Recruiting team. I've just started.
You're on all the things.
I've just immersed myself into this department because it's become very progressive.
Okay.
It has over the 5 years. I mean, I'm coming up on the 5-year mark.
Right.
It's become very progressive. But my next career aspiration would be on the community engagement division. I love working with kids.
Okay.
I love that is my passion, to get out in the community and I love community engagement. It's just that's what.
So you want to be at the Busch Gardens?
I mean, Busch Gardens.
Kids,
I mean, the
PALS,
the Civic League. Even I've heard some words about some of the meetings, but yeah, that is my next go. And actually, the vacancy just came open.
I was like, you better hurry up and get your application in.
Oh, when I saw, I'm like, so I saw.
You guys can't see his face.
I'm like, so because it came open like last year as well, but I had just became an FTO. I'm like, let me get some more experience in FTO. So let me get my feet, as an FTO, so to see what it's like. But then it came open again. I'm like, so that's where my next step for community engagement. So like I said, that's where I would really like to go next. Engage with that. Like I love what everything they do. I want to.
You want to do.
I don't mind riding the bikes.
He's so happy.
Like I just became certified on the electronic bikes. And
will you be riding tomorrow? Will you be riding tomorrow?
Not tomorrow.
You're gonna go ride tomorrow.
Not tomorrow, but those electric bikes. Oh my gosh! Oh, so fun. So
they look super heavy.
They are super heavy, but they are, once you're on them, you're going. They are fun.
They're fun. Okay.
They are fun. After that, one day become a supervisor.
Okay.
I would really love to work myself up and build myself up to be a great supervisor. I have great supervisors now. They're prepping us to become supervisors as well.
Okay.
So that's so CED, become a supervisor, potentially lieutenant. I'm here.
Okay.
I have no aspirations to really go anywhere else. Like I say, I love Portsmouth. I love what we're doing. I love where we're going as a department. Chief, he's an amazing chief. He is on it. The equipment we're getting, the cars, everything is very progressive from where I was. And like I said, we're hitting towards accreditation.
Yes, we are.
And it's like the wheels are churning and the train is going. I'm loving it.
Okay, you're excited. Yes.
I'm loving it. I'm excited about where we're going. I want to see where we can go, what we can do. I'm just proud to be a part of it.
So what advice would you give to someone interested in a career in law enforcement?
Do it. It's I would say get into it with the right intentions.
Okay.
You love helping people. You wanna be there for the community. It takes a special kind of. I will tell you, it takes a special kind of person to do this job. It does. I've worked a plethora of other jobs, but this one right here takes the cake. And I always get the question, how do you do it? How do you do it? I tell people all the time, come do it right along. Come do it. Yeah. I feel like people will have so much more of an appreciation for us if they sat in the car with us and actually saw what we go through.
They will.
And that's why I say anybody that's interested in joining this career field, do it right on first. Do more than one, because some days it may be a slow day. You may not get that kind of action. Some days it's going to be a hard pace, fast action day. You may see, oh wow, because not every I said before, every day is not a bad day. Not a bad day. Some days are very slow.
Yeah.
Some days we're just being proactive. I'm just doing reports and just handling petty calls, and then some days I'm running and gunning across the city.
Not running and gunning.
I'm running and gunning. I'm like here to Churchland, I'm here to Greta. And it's like the 12 hours just flies by. But a person that wants to do this career field, be confident. You have to enjoy talking to people. You have to be a people person.
Okay.
And be a sponge. You have to be a sponge. You have to be willing. Never stop learning. Anybody looking to join Portsmouth, like I say, I'm a current FTO. We're here. We want you here. We want you here. We want the best. We're going to train you to be the best.
Right.
We're not going to let you fail. I'm going to give you all the tools you need to help you be a successful police officer. I want you because I'm training my backup, because
that's true.
I've had recruits that I've cut loose that all right, they're backing me up on calls.
Right.
So I have confidence that hey, if I show up to a call and they're backing me up, hey, I know the person is going to handle the situation. So yeah, just be confident. This career field is it's not hard. It's a very easy career field. Everything we do is in black and white. The laws are in black and white. Our policies are in black and white. It takes some common sense and critical thinking on your part at times, but for the most part, everything we do or how to carry yourself is in black and white, and you're going to be trained to do it. Granted, you're going to have situations that come up that, okay, you're going to be like, it's going to be deer in the headlights, but you're always going to have help. This department, you're never alone.
Okay.
This department, we're a team. We're family oriented. We, like I say, you phone call away. My recruits, my recruits that I've had cut loose, my teammates, they can always call for advice. I had, like I say, one of my trainees that I got cut loose 3 weeks back. As soon as he hit the streets on his own, he was calling FTO. I got a question. I'm at home in my bed, watching my eyelids. He's FTO. I got a question, and I woke back up, gave him my full attention, and helped him get to his spot. And then one night I was at a cookout eating, very good, had barbecue all in my hands. One of my recruits called me. What you need, sir? Sir, I need help with this call. Can you give me some advice? I stopped what I was doing, and I say so.
You're describing how I think my lieutenant thinks that I call him a lot.
So yeah,
questions, so.
like I say, be a people person. Like I say, confidence. You have to love. In this career field, you have to love what you do. Mm-hmm. You cannot be in this job if you do not love what you do, because the people that come in this career field that are not meant for this career field, they eventually weed themselves out.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Let's see, Portsmouth is a city that you have to. It's a beast. It's a beast, and I've lived here all my life, and I didn't even know it was like this. So,
what are they doing?
And
now you know what's going
on. Going from the civilian side of it,
right,
to the police department side, I'm like, wow, my eyes have been open, and but I thoroughly enjoy what I do.
A lot of the officers who I've talked to say something similar, but they say it like you're saying it. It's a wonderful place to be trained, because you're able to do so much. Like you're saying, it's a progressive place where you're getting the training that you need, the equipment that you need. You have excellent leadership. Overall, people they're excited about working here. Mm-hmm. You're excited about working here, you can tell. And if I wanted to be an officer or just any job, you want to work with people who are excited about what they do and where they work.
Yes.
So I want to say thank you for joining us today and sharing your excitement and your stress coping techniques or approaches. So thank you so much, Officer Reese.
You're very welcome, very welcome.
And thank you for listening. Remember, this is your city, this is our city, so let's work together to make it great. Thank you.